All right, so now that we are done with the term paper outline, from this week we are going to start talking about body paragraphs, conclusion paragraph, formatting of the paper, and then we are done. So this is the PowerPoint slide that I already sent to your email. This is about how to write a TP body paragraphs. With this file, I also sent you a Word document, which is this one, body paragraph handout. This handout goes with the PowerPoint, so you can see topics, and for example this part will go with the slide and the teacher will explain. So when you are watching the video, you should have this handout and the PowerPoint file open. I'll be going back and forth. I'll be here and the PowerPoint slide, similar to my lecture on APA, end of text references. All right, so let's start. Also, one more thing before I start, sorry. I have added one paragraph here. This is one sample, but there are 3 full sample papers on the Blackboard. So you can go and check with the Blackboard. And you can also have a look at any of the sample papers. All the handouts, sorry, all the paragraphs there are good paragraphs. So let's start now. So let me also open one new document so I can type for you their important points. All right. So this is about so today we are talking about TP body paragraphs. Before I start, a few things. This is just my rough estimation, just to help you. You don't need to follow, and this is not like literally, and this is not the only option. This is just to help you plan your paragraphs. That, as you know, I always give you number of sentences, number of words, roughly. So your TP is total 1000 to 1200 words. You are writing 3 main ideas, and you are, of course, you have introduction and conclusion. So my rough calculation: main idea 1, main idea 2, main idea 3. So you're roughly calculating 280 to 320 here for main idea 1, 280 to 320 words. So that's body 1. Main idea 2, again 280 to 320. You can be 270, 275 as well. So let's say 270. Well, 280 is safe option, but it could be less than that. But not, you cannot write less than 250 though. That's not gonna be gonna be a good paragraph for this paper. So if you see this, let's say I write 300 words, 300 words in body 2 and 300 words in body 3. So I have 300 words for main idea 1, 300 words for main idea 2, and 300 for main idea 3. So that's roughly 900 words, right? And then I have an introduction paragraph. Let's say I write 100 words there in the introduction, and then I write 80 to 100 words in my conclusion. So that makes it 1000 to it's within the range 1000 to 1200. The other thing I want to mention here, you have to make sure the paper is not like it's balances. So you cannot have main idea 1 like 400 words, and then main idea 2 is only 200 words. So you're trying to just, which means your idea, one of the ideas are not strong enough, they're weak. So make sure they are balanced. That's why I'm giving you this calculation. Now in terms of sentences, how many sentences roughly? So roughly I would say 5 to 7, 8 sentences. Now this is only rough calculation. This is only a rough idea. It's a plan only, which means cannot be 3 sentences, cannot be 4 sentences. So this is the overall picture. Let's start. So there are different elements of the paragraph. You can see that in my PowerPoint I'm using the sandwich approach, so pretty much you'll see different elements there. So body paragraph should be like a sandwich or a burger where everything, so these are layers and they are all complementing each other, the elements of body paragraphs. It cannot be one idea is about something else and then you take a source, just put a source there, give a response, something else. So you have to make sure everything, there is a flow. And we'll discuss the coherence and cohesion part and the evidence integration later in a different video. This is an overall view of the whole body paragraph, all the elements. Okay, so let's see first one first. So top bread, or the top element, first element of your body paragraph is the topic sentence. You can see in the slide. I don't ask questions in post foundation papers. So overall you're going to write 3 topic sentences in this paper: body 1, body 2, body 3. Okay, now topic sentence, so 3 topic sentences in total, but on the rubric these 3 topic sentences have their own grade in the structure and organization column, right? So you have to make sure these 3 topic sentences are okay. Now, for one thing, it cannot be a question. So some students write a question there. It should never be a question. Some students, so the other thing is, in your thesis statement you have 3 main ideas. So main idea 1 is topic sentence number 1, main idea 2 is topic sentence number 2, main idea 3 is sentence number 3. So these are 3 main ideas, right? 3 bodies. So do not copy and paste. Try to paraphrase from your own thesis statement. If you cannot copy the whole idea, try to paraphrase at least one word. Copying and pasting is all. So the maximum you can get on the topic sentence grade on the rubric is C. So it might be less than C if there are other problems or issues. You don't need that. So make sure it's not a copy and paste from your own thesis statement. That's the same thing we discussed in outline, and I showed you how the sample outline, the 3 main ideas are not copied from the thesis statement. They're all paraphrased. I taste good only if paraphrased. So this is the same thing, this explanation. I cannot be incomplete. So some students write incomplete topic sentences like headings, and I need transition. So there should be a transition. Let's go. And so time for action means now you have to look at your handout. Before we go to the handout, please go to the handout. So while you are going there, so the first element, part A is topic sentence. What we just learned here is there is a transition, appropriate. There is an appropriate transition. First of all, firstly, in addition, moreover. Easy, you have already done those things. Use those things. Appropriate transition plus topic of the paper, topic and focus of the paper. So you have to copy, or you have to use the topic and focus, complete, causes of something, effects of something, all the 3 times you write the topic sentence. Try to paraphrase a little bit here as well. Like if your topic is causes, don't say causes, first cause, second cause, third cause. That's very poor writing. Or one cause, another cause, last cause, final cause. So that's effect, same thing. Try to find some synonyms for these words. It's easy. So topic and focus of the paper, and the main idea which must be, so main idea 1, 2, and 3 times only, paraphrased from your thesis. So let's say I'm writing for my first body paragraph, for example. So first of all, firstly, to begin with. So next paragraph, maybe in addition, furthermore. So similarly for the last main idea, start with a transition. Let's go and look at the handout to see what topic sentences are there. So again, from the slide, topic sentence cannot be incomplete. Topic sentence cannot be a question. Topic sentence cannot be a copy of the exact words from the thesis. Must be paraphrased and not a copy of the idea in your thesis. Same thing, but I'm trying to explain it again and again because this is a C for the topic sentence on the rubric. Look at the following incorrect topic sentences by some students. Now these are 3 topic sentences that I took from 3 different students' papers. So number 1, look at this one. Another advantage is learning. Now you don't know, maybe you can say this is a transition, this is the focus of the paper, like advantage, but advantage of what? So that focus is there, but topic is missing. Is learning. Now learning what? So it's a, this is like a heading. It's not a complete sentence anyway. Same, look at the next one. One change is to help others. Change of what? Help others how? What's the idea here? I don't know. Topic sentence should give you a complete idea of the whole paragraph. Like, okay, summary, sorry. Like this paragraph is about this. Not, now I don't know about this paragraph. I don't know about this paragraph. That's why it is called a topic sentence. It will give me the topic of the paragraph. Medical improvement, another positive effect. So I understand it's about effects, and this one is a positive effect as well, but effect of what? So topic is incomplete. What medical improvement? I don't know. So you see, these are the three examples. Now look at this one. What do you think of these topic sentences? What grade from the rubric do you, so I'm asking you about this. You can decide on the rubric what grades these topic sentences should get. If you give them an A, then seriously, you are not ready to write your own topic sentences. Also, topic sentences must be paraphrased and not a copy of the idea. I'm repeating this point so many times in your thesis. Look at the example below. Look at the thesis statement very, very carefully, read it. And look at the, when you are reading it, look at the three main ideas. So the first main idea is, so the three most effective ways, three advantages in a simple English of globalization can help making the world a better place, could include offering equal opportunities to quality education, increasing job opportunities, and balancing the power of the world. And you can also notice one more time, this is one of the best thesis statement samples. Now look at the language here. This is parallelism, and we discussed it before. Just a review here. We discussed this in response 1 and response 2 before. Offering ing, increasing ing, and we discussed this for the outline as well. So ing, this language. So if I use another a different structure, not an ing here, I should have the same structure everywhere. Anyways, you can see the first main idea is offering equal opportunities to quality education. Second main idea is increasing job opportunities. Third one is balancing the power of the world. So these are the three advantages of globalization. Now, look at the first topic sentence. Read it very, very carefully. One important advantage of globalization is that it is offering equal opportunities to quality education. Now, which idea is this one? Main idea 1, main idea 2, or main idea 3? You can see it is main idea 1, equal opportunities to quality education. But you can see it's copy paste. There is no paraphrasing at all. Only this part, effective ways. This student said important advantage. Anything else is not paraphrased. Everything else is copy paste from the main idea 1. So it's a very poor topic sentence. Lastly, globalization. So lastly, maybe this is the third main idea. Globalization can greatly help in balancing the power of the world, balancing the power of the world, balancing the power of the world. Copy paste again, poor topic sentence. Making education easily available to everyone is one of the significant benefits of globalization. Making education easily available to everyone. Offering equal opportunities to quality education. Paraphrase. Very well done. One of the significant benefits of globalization. Main idea 1 with transition. Excellency. In addition, development through globalization can open more jobs for the local people. So, can open more jobs for the local people, increasing job opportunities. You can see it's again good paraphrasing. So this is in front of you. Now you can see also what I did here, the paragraph I used from a student. I gave you notes like annotations here explaining this. So the first sentence here is the topic sentence. You can see, first of all, in order to have a productive business, it will be of great importance to eliminate the barriers between the countries through globalization. So this is the paper from a student about advantages of globalization for business, and he's talking about this. Okay, so this is the first, you can see a transition, the topic, and the main idea 1 is there. All of the 3 elements are present. So practice your 3 topic sentences first from your own thesis statement. Once you are ready, you can send them to me and check. This way you can check one thing at least at one time. So one of the elements of your paper already checked. Let's go to the next part. So this was the topic sentence. Now right after the topic sentence, what do? You write supporting ideas. Some people call it supporting details, some people call it subpoint, sub ideas, right? So this is how, when you wrote your essay in English Post Foundation 1, essay 2, you all did it. So one of the effect is this, one of the causes of something is this, and right after that you started giving explanations, examples, discussion, argument. So you were just explaining your topic sentence, right? The idea in the topic sentence. This is exactly what you will do here. So let me talk about it a little bit. So first, and then I'll go to the structure there. So this is the supporting detail, supporting detail, sub point, sub idea. These are your sub ideas. So right after the topic sentence, you can write, you can explain, you can write explanation to explain it further, to explain more, to elaborate, to discuss, you can discuss it, and you can put arguments there, agree or disagree. I just connect everything to, so this is the part. You can give explanation, discussion, examples, arguments, up to you how you want to do it. However, one very important thing here that I want to mention for your grade, there are two approaches. So you write the topic sentence. Now this is part B. We can call it supporting points, subpoints, detail, whatever you want to call it. So this is part B. Look at what I'm telling you. So topic sentence, one sentence. First sentence of the body paragraph is topic sentence, is only one sentence, three elements. Second, right after the topic sentence, you write your subpoint or detail right after the topic sentence, right after the topic sentence. Do not start with a source here. Do not use a paraphrase from any source right after the topic sentence. So this must be your own explanation, example. You might be reading to get ideas, get information, and then writing in your own way. That's different. You're not using a source here. No citation, no sources. Here, right after the topic sentence. This part is similar to writing, similar to what you did in essay 1, essay 2, and final exam in post 1. This is exactly what you did. So minimum, you should write minimum. This is my approach. I always tell my students, write the topic sentence, explain it more, discuss it more, elaborate further without using any book, website, article, any source, without using any source. Minimum. Just think you are writing your 202 essay. Cause number 1, effect number 1, advantage number 1, advantage number 2, whatever the main idea is, you are explaining it more. It's exactly similar to writing your essay 1, essay 2, and final exam essay in post 1, or whenever you wrote an essay. Okay, I'm using post foundation 1 because that was the most recent essay writing for you. So you should write minimum 2 to 3 sentences here before using your source or before adding your source. Okay, this is very, very important. A lot of students, wrong approach. Now this, what I'm going to type here now, can be used if it's a long paper, but our TP is very short. So you have to explain your own main idea first a little bit, then add the source. Because you're not writing the paper based on sources. You're using sources to help develop your ideas only. So wrong approach is topic sentence plus source. Directly paraphrase. One of the effect is this, according to someone, and so this is the citation. Very low grade. Another wrong approach from students. It's not exactly wrong, but it's not not going to give you an A directly. If you are aiming for an A, you should not go for these two approaches. Topic sentence plus one sentence from you plus source. So it is still not totally same. You see, these are two wrong approaches. So this one is definitely a very, very low grade on the rubric, and I'll explain it in the online lecture more when we look at the rubric. This one will give you a little bit more, like a little bit higher grade than this first approach, but it's both of them. Guaranteed you will not get an A for your body paragraph structure. So you have to make sure you follow this. So now let's look at it. How do we do it? So you can, language is very simple. You can say, for example, for instance, to elaborate more, to discuss it further. Let's look at the student's example here. So please read the first. So you saw the topic sentence, then right after the topic sentence, before he used the source, Prahat 2000 stated that this is the paraphrase or evidence. Now write this before this. Topic sentence must be one sentence. So this is one sentence. And then two sentences from the student to 2 to 3 sentences. Perfect to explain. Read it very carefully and see how it is connected, how everything is connected here. Topic sentence, 2 sentences from the student. Like, we should do this. And how can we do this? He explained it first and then put the paraphrase source and then his integrated response. See? All right, so let's go back. So please read it carefully and see how it is. You can again open any other sample from the Blackboard, from TP sample folder, and look at it and match with the lecture here, and you would be fine. Just to save time, I'm not typing more here. The examples are available. You can always go and look at them now. So this is next. Now you have an option. It's not that directly, this is your paraphrase actually. I'm going to the paraphrase part now, the source part. But here's one thing. It's up to you. So basically this is right after sub point 1. So what you can do here, let me go to my typing part here. Where was I typing? All right, so let's go back. So now this is part C. So basically part A was your topic sentence, part B is your sub point 1, right? Now part C is option. So it could be your sub point 2 if you are not using any source for your first sub point, for your first supporting detail. It's all from you, no paraphrasing, no book, no website use. Then of course you are going to your sub point 2. But if it is related, if there is a source, so it could be sub point 2 or source. All right. So if you use sub point 2, again, normal, just go in addition. Moreover, bring your sub point 2 and then use the source. If you are using source here, just go to the source. Okay. Now, whenever you use the source, this is your paraphrasing part. I am the main element of, so this is the difference between essay 1, essay 2, final exam and post foundation 1 and the final term paper. Major difference is that you use one source. Minimum one source is required for each main idea. Main idea 1, one source, minimum. Main idea 2 and main idea 3 sources. So, and then one more you can add to any main idea. So you have 4 sources minimum in your paper. You already know all of these things. I'm not going back to the outline part here. So I am the main element. This is a very important part of your paper, as you can see. I support for the sandwich. I support the idea and the example. So the role of the paraphrase is to support the information before it. We'll go back and look at it. I make it taste like a real burger as an expert. So whenever you use a source, you have to do a lot of things. So number 1 is you have to make sure it is matching with the idea before it. Number 2, you use APA in-text citation. Number 3, you paraphrase. Number 4, you use evidence integration, the handout that we looked at before the outline lecture. We'll look at it again. And plagiarism. If you plagiarize, it's gonna be the end. So do not cheat here. Now let's go. First, I'll go to the handout later, so the sample later. Let me go here. So if you use source here, or wherever you use the source in the paragraph. You must, what did I do here? All right, so you must make sure, you must do 4 things. What are the 4 things you have to do? A, make sure the evidence or the idea take is matching or is related. Related to what? Idea before, idea or information before. So if my topic sentence is talking about, if my topic sentence is saying one effect of when you smoke a lot, one of the negative impacts is on your lungs and you might get lung cancer, right? So that's my first sub point, like lung cancer, and I started talking about it. So the first effect is on your lungs. My sub point is lung cancer. Now whatever I am going to paraphrase, it must have relationship between smoking and lung cancer. It cannot talk about, oh, if you smoke, it's not good for your lips. If you smoke, you'll smell bad. You see, it's related to smoking. There are negative effects as well, but it doesn't match with my topic sentence, which was talking about smoking and lungs. It doesn't match with my main idea. Sub point 1, which was talking about how lungs might get lung cancer because of a lot of smoking, because of chain smoking. You understand, right? So this is how you need to make sure. A, B, paraphrase well to avoid plagiarism. C, APA in-text citation. D, evidence integration. So you already did one part of integration here, that the information before is matching. Now information after, so right after the paraphrase, write your response. We discussed it before in the evidence integration lecture. We'll discuss it a little bit more, so you're ready for your progress check later. All right, and then reference page entry. So you'll give the whole information on the references page also as well. Okay, so these are the 5 things actually you need to do. Now let's go and look at the student work. Open your handout, go to the handout and see, please look at it and see read the topic sentence, read the 2 sentences and read the paraphrase of the student, which is this 1 sentence only, and see, look at the response from the student. 2 sentences. One of the things you need to also make sure, read it carefully so that you understand it. The other thing you need to make sure is, sorry, okay, so just read it first, we'll discuss it. So talking about the in-text citation, that's what I was going to say. I know you can use, and I have told you that you can use beginning of the sentence, end of the sentence, but for the sake of your grading, to not, so you don't confuse the reader or you don't confuse the teacher who will be grading your paper, the best thing to do is to use the beginning of the sentence, start of the paraphrase, start of the evidence style for APA, not the end, because then if you put it here, I don't know if these 2 sentences are by this writer. I know you will submit the source, but still it's better. This is the safest option. This way it is very clear. First of all, this is the topic sentence, read carefully, little bit explanation, source or support. So you see the reason we are using the source is not only, so there are 2 roles, 2 possible roles, that this source is related to the idea, the subpoint and the topic sentence, or so 2 possible roles. It's explaining my subpoint or it's a new subpoint. If it is, this one right now is explaining the subpoint, so it's related to the subpoint, but then overall it is also related to the topic of the whole paragraph. The second role it can play The second purpose could be to start a new subpoint. So my new subpoint is from a source. My subpoint 2 is, or the next subpoint after the first one, is from a source. So I explain all of this in my own, and then I take something. All right, so that are the two possibilities. In both ways, it is connected to the topic, connected with the topic of the whole paragraph, as I gave you an example myself. All right, so read it carefully. You will see how the student has used it. And one more time, you can look at any sample paper, any sample paragraph to see how it was done. One of the things you need to make sure, it's a simple rule. A lot of students ask me, hey, I need an A, and what do I do about the response part? We'll discuss it again. So the response, how much the response, how many sentences? That's the reason I told you first. Whenever you take a sentence from a book or a website, whenever you take something from a source, make sure it's only one sentence at once every time you select, not more than one sentence. And I told you it would be difficult for you to write the response if you take more than one. Sometimes you can take 1.5, that's fine, but more than 2 would be really difficult for you to write a good response. Then half of your paragraph would be from the source itself. So again, simple rule, simple thing to remember is my response should be one more sentence to my paraphrase. So if my paraphrase is one sentence, minimum response should be minimum 2 sentences. More is better. If my paraphrasing is in 2 sentences, my source is 2 sentences, minimum 3 sentences in my response, more is better. Okay, so this is the response part. So now bottom layer, this is the last part. This is optional, so let me go there again. So my lecture, this is, so this could, try, if you can, try to write a one sentence. I know I didn't talk about subpoint 2, but it is there. So you have topic sentence, subpoint 1. If you are using a source, use it, write your response, then go to subpoint 2. You are using a source, do everything again. Whenever you use a source, you have to do the citation, paraphrasing, response, and then go to the last part, which is the conclusion of the whole paragraph. You can write a one sentence conclusion for the whole paragraph. So it's like an endnote. It's like the one sentence or the final sentence that you wrote in essay 1 and essay 2 in post foundation 1 for your conclusion, for your own conclusion paragraph. The last sentence, like an advice, suggestion, solution, recommendation, result, only one sentence. Just remember, if you write the conclusion for one body paragraph, for one main idea, you should write it for all 3 of them. If you don't write it for 1, don't write it for 2 and 3 either. So now the student sample, have a look at it also. He has a very good conclusion here, one sentence conclusion. What is this paragraph? We'll discuss in a little bit. All right, so now look at it, look at the student work carefully. The last part, appropriate transitional elements are used within the paragraph, within the body paragraph. Don't just write sentence and sentence after sentence, make them connected. For example, in addition, to conclude, one of the main causes, one more effect. So just make sure they are connected. Main elements now to prepare a great paragraph: 1 topic sentence, 2 to 3 supporting elements, paraphrasing using multiple strategies. So we're not talking about how to paraphrase here. Integrated response, no personal pronouns, no I, me, my, you, we, us. Linking words or paraphrases are used. A brief one sentence conclusion for the whole paragraph if you want. If you don't want, that's fine also. We're not going to penalize, but if you write it, your paragraph would be better. So now summary is, so part C is either subpoint 2 or source, and then so whatever you do, so basically you have, it's up to you. So I cannot give you the final plan here. It's like you have, so basically you have a topic sentence. These are the major elements. Subpoint 1, subpoint 2. Now wherever you use the source, for example, you use the source for subpoint 1 or subpoint 2, that's totally up to you. But wherever you use the source, you have APA, paraphrasing, integration, the information before and after all matching, response, and then you will put the reference later on the references page. So this is a part, the paragraph, wherever you use it. Otherwise, you have two subpoints. Now, automatically, if you use the source, you will have three subpoints because you'll paraphrase an idea, you will write a response. Okay, so now let's go back to the student work sample that I gave you for this lecture. Here, this is paragraph 2. Oh, sorry, this is the first paragraph. Now, one thing that I didn't mention, now this one is not following what I just told you. There is a sentence, and right after the sentence there is a source. So you might think, hey, topic, sentence, and a source, which is the teacher said we should not be doing it, and then a response. But this is not what you think. This is not a separate main idea too. It's so sometime it depends. We don't have like a limit. In post foundation 1, you were supposed to write a 5-paragraph essay: intro, main idea 1, main idea 2, main idea 3, conclusion. That's all. Every time, essay 1, essay 2, final exam essay. This was your structure. In TP here, term paper, you can write 5 paragraphs. You don't have a problem: intro, body 1, body 2, body 3, and conclusion. Or you can do what this student has done, and you will see some other samples on the blackboard. They have the same style. If one of your main idea where you are using 2 sources, like this student has used a source here for sub point 1, and again in sub point 2 a source is used. So if you have 2 sources, you see a lot. If I combine all this paragraph, it doesn't look nice, because remember, your whole paper will be double spaced, so it might be too much, right? So then you can divide. So you can write the second sub point in a new paragraph. It's like a sub paragraph for your main idea 1 or main idea 2 or main idea 3. So you don't need a topic sentence here. You can just start this apart. It's a continuation. Okay. All right. So that's all for right now. We'll discuss more details about the evidence integration again. I'm going to stop right now. Good luck. This is what you will need to write your body paragraphs, and we'll discuss more information within our lectures. All the best.